Of course I'm being honest. Joe Flacco, he kind of looks like a older Jay Cutler, right? He kind of looks like a older Jay Cutler right here. So Joe Flacco is trending. Okay. Veteran Joe Flacco. I just turned 44 years old yesterday, and you know, people around my age, or maybe other people, right? But I remember Joe Flacco as a member of the Baltimore Ravens, right? He played college football for the Pittsburgh Panthers and the Delaware Fighting Blue Hens before being selected by the Ravens in the first round of the 2008 NFL draft. Okay, his full name is Joseph Vincent Flacco. Okay, and he is going to be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns for their season opener against the Bengals. Now, this season opener is September 7th. Okay. And Joe Flacco is a Super Bowl champion. Okay. The aging quarterback. Uh, I don't know. Can't really read Roman numerals. I don't want to guess right now. But with the Baltimore Ravens in 2013, he was also named the Super Bowl MVP for his performance in that game. Okay. So, I mean, the Ravens pretty much known for their defense, right? But nonetheless, Super Bowl champion Joe Flacco or Flacco, I mean, however you want to pronounce it. You see the article right here. Okay, it's the Associated Press. I'm just decoding it, and I think I have a video to go along with this decode. You're familiar with decoding channels, aren't you? But here we are right here. Mike's good. Let's play. Let's just hear what these YouTubers have to say. They probably think that the league is real. They're probably going to break down the team and yeah. But let's play it and see just what are they going to say here.
So, quarterback Joe Flacco officially named the Week 1 starter for the Browns season opener against the Bengals on September 7th. Just how do you feel about the overall news of Flacco getting the nod for Week 1?
Okay, I believe he's going to play probably 2 or 3 series, depends on the flow of the game. And I still stand here today and say if Kenny Pickett was healthy, the Browns, they brought Kenny Pickett here to start. So to me, it was never a quarterback race between anybody else other than Flacco and Pickett.
Okay, so the script, right? The script. There's been a lot of trending Cleveland Brown stories that I've covered recently. Also, KJ Henry preseason. This was recently. Pick 6 leads to Browns victory. I didn't cover the Myles Garrett thing, but I think Myles Garrett, I don't know if he got like a speeding ticket or something like that. Shador Sanders. Shador Sanders was also trending with his performance in the preseason. Obviously, I can't find that article right there, but there's been a lot of Cleveland energy out there. I mean, even Shiloh Sanders with that trending story and his brother Shador. And they were making a big deal about Shador Sanders. So I mean, is it really Flacco? Like for real? And I heard that Deshaun Watson is also a member of this team. And talk about whatever the script says, they're holding this guy back. Like, for real. Okay, here's Deshaun Watson. This guy was, at one time, was supposed to be absolutely amazing. So they got all these quarterbacks here. Whatever they say, right? Injury, blah, 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 blah. It's like it's the script, right? So wait until you see this. Check this out right here, okay? As I mentioned, I am a decoder, and this is what you probably came to see. Check this out. So the 40-year-old Flacco, okay? Look at the 40th prime number is 173, and Joe Flacco equals 173 in the language. Even Flacco equals 40. Look at the bottom. After 4 weeks, Joe Flacco has emerged as the winner of the Cleveland Browns 4-way quarterback competition. So you get the 40-year-old like 4. You get the language Flacco equals 40 like 4, ABC 123 cipher. You get the 40th prime number 173. Joe Flacco, that's in reverse after 4 weeks and a 4-way quarterback competition. That's a lot of fours. That's a lot of fours right there. The 40-year-old Flacco beat out Kenny Pickett and rookies Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders. Deshaun Watson is on the roster, but is expected to miss the season. Man, whatever it takes to hold that guy back, that's what the script is. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 5 quarterbacks. And Deshaun expected to miss the season. Look at the language here. Dylan kind of sounds like Don, right? Dillon. Deshaun also kind of sounds like Don, you know. So once again, hey, and you get this team that wears orange here. And they like to call the current commander in chief the big orange man. You're always going to get those connections with that guy, right? Even Joe, kind of like Biden, huh? What do you think about veteran Joe Flacco selected as the Browns starting QB in the season opener at home against the Bengals? Look at the date on 9/7, September 7. Joseph Vincent Flacco equals 97. Okay. So we have a 16 and a 61 extravaganza here. Check this out. You see, Joe Flacco was born on the 16th. He is the starter for the opening game. The ninth month and 7th day. 9 plus 7 equals 16. You also get 61 date numerology on that day. Ohio equals 16 and 61. Cleveland Browns equals 61. His next birthday, that's on the 16th day of the year. You also get 16 date numerology there. You know, that also connects to the big orange man. And it's like, I just feel like a broken record. I'll just leave that alone right now, okay? So I want you to see, there's only 4 base ciphers I use with the language. Now, this is the team that he's on now, the Cleveland Browns, and he's going against the Bengals, right? You get some orange, you get orange going on here, right? Ohio rivals. Look at how they connect by the numbers. Vincent Flacco 83, Cleveland Browns 83. The Bengals, look at Bengals 39 like Vincent, and that's the middle name. Joe's got 51 like Cincinnati. And we get this story, right? And we get this story right here. I may revisit the Joe, the Jay Cutler, J 3 letters, Joe 3 letters. I may look at that at the end because I was getting Jay Cutler vibes, man. So I don't know. I may pull that up at the end, and I don't like to stretch on none of that stuff. Okay, right? A lot of times when someone looks like someone, you kind of look into it. It's like, oh, okay. So we may look at that here in a little bit, and that's completely on the fly. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. So did I go too far? Look at that. Even Cleveland equals 33 like Vincent. Again, that's the middle name. Joseph Vincent Flacco. Look, Cleveland 33, Vincent 33. The opponent in this opener, Cincinnati Bengals 303 like 33. 33's been hitting a lot lately. And in some parts of Ohio, you get the 330 area code like 33. And I clipped this from the Associated Press article that I'm decoding here. This is Flacco's second stint with the Browns as well, okay? He won the AP NFL Comeback Player of the Year award in 2023 as a late season signing after going 4-1 as a starter. 4 minus 1 is 3. And averaging more than 300 passing yards per game, like 3, as Cleveland made the playoffs for only the third time since its return in 1999. Okay? So you get a lot of 3s. Remember, C is the third letter of the alphabet. Cleveland, Cincinnati, 3-3. And, you could bring up other things associated with Ohio. You're going to get that 3. Okay, but let's move forward here. Notice Joseph Vincent Flacco. That's amazing. Real quick, before we get into this 15, even his birthday, though, the 16th day of the first month, 16 minus 1 is 15. But that's amazing because Deion Sanders also played for the Baltimore Ravens. Okay? And his son Shador is a member of the Cleveland Browns. That's amazing. That's amazing as well, huh? But look at that 15 on his jersey right there. 15 just hit. This is the last. I think this is the last breakdown I did. 15 just hit with that breakdown. Dang Mayer. He dies. This college basketball player trending. He died 15 days before his birthday, and dang equals 15. Flacco with the 15 on the jersey. Notice that Flacco also has wore 5 in his career. So did Dang Mayer. He wore 5. And that's funny because the Browns got the orange like Broncos right there too. Right? And I also think that Deion Sanders is like related to Shannon Sharp, who played with the Broncos as well. And Shannon Sharp was also a member of the Ravens. Or they're doing something with the DNA. They're doing something fishy, okay? But the Broncos got the orange. The Browns got the orange. Flacco, also, we get that Ravens connection that I mentioned. Deion Sanders, Shador Sanders, the son of Deion. SS, like Shannon Sharp, SS. So, yeah, I do believe there's a Deion Sanders, Shannon Sharp connection. But anyways, you see that 5 and that 15 that's connecting these two guys One trending for positive reasons, one trending because of his death. But you could see how that 5 and 15 is trending with both those characters now. Okay? You see that? And man, Cleveland has really been trending. I don't seek out the articles I decode. There's been a lot of Cleveland stuff going on. I mean, it's just some kind of pattern that we're in. But yeah, you see that 5, you see that 15. Even Big 5 sporting goods, I keep overhearing this story in other people's algorithms around me. Mom speaks out after 7-month-old baby reportedly kidnapped. I'm just reporting the news, by the way. So, I mean, sometimes we got to be careful with the algorithm. That's funny because then other people can speak about these things and it's not a big deal, right? But it seems like the algorithm affects some more than others. But that's ABC 7, okay? That's just a ABC 7 major news, and I'm just repeating what they're saying there, okay? Mom speaks out after 7-month-old baby reportedly kidnapped. Rebecca Harrow told ABC 7, so that you get the 7 and the 7 there also, huh? That she was about to change Emmanuel's diaper in the back of her truck at a Big 5 parking lot when she was attacked, right? And the little one reportedly kidnapped. Big 5. You see that? And I kept hearing that. I couldn't help but hear it in other people's algorithms. I'm like, man, they're talking about that a lot. Expect Big 5. Expect the number 5 to pop up in other stories. And you got 2 trending stories right there without trying, with Joe Flacco and Dang Mayer, the college basketball player. So you get 2 number 5s that land right there to go with that Big 5. Okay. And if you were to look a little bit deeper into that story and maybe all 3, you're more than likely you're going to find other connections there. All right. And besides having 191 regular season starts and going into his 18th season, Flacco was the only quarterback who has not missed time during training camp because of an injury. And this article brought to us on the 18th by the Associated Press, even by Joe Reedy. You see that? And that's Joe, like Joe Flacco. Even Flacco, I mean, look at that right there. You see that? Wow, Flacco's got the double C in his last name too. So you get those C's. You think about the NBA team in Cleveland, the Cleveland Cavaliers, with the double C. And that double C is the 33 with that Flacco last name. Remember Cleveland 33, Vincent 33, Cincinnati Bengals 303, like 33. All of those threes down there, huh? And that area code for part of the Ohio area, the 330 right there. Right? And look, without trying, as a decoder, shout out to you, Richard West. You're going to like this one. And Richard West, if you're watching this, you already saw that September 7. You're like, oh, Eazy-E's birthday, the day Tupac Shakur got shot. That's interesting too, because Shador Sanders, like Shakur, Tupac Shakur, right? This is the day Tupac got shot. And then he died, 6 days later? Right? So yeah, Shador Shakur. That's amazing. Because Shador Sanders is probably, the most trendy player associated with the Cleveland Browns right now, in my opinion. I mean, in my opinion, right? And is he still going to be injured? Is Shador still going to be injured? Because they They do this. Remember Robert Griffin III, RG3? Oh, amazing, amazing. Oh, he's injured all the time. Blah blah blah, right? And was it Kirk Cousins that shined during that time? You'll have like a serviceable quarterback who takes the position and then they just blame injuries why the other guy couldn't succeed. Kind of like Deshaun now, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, look at Eric Easy E, Eric Lynn Wright. That's his birthday. RIP to him. There's going to be other connections there too. But look, man, Lynn, and you see the start for Flacco, Easy E's birthday. Look at the name Eric Lynn Wright. That makes me think of Lyndon B. Johnson. Lynn, you see that? And his birthday is right around the corner, okay, in about a week roughly. Look at how Flacco's got 122 in reverse. That's the day that Lyndon B. Johnson died. But this is LBJ, like LeBron James LBJ. Remember OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., and there's that Cleveland connection and a very suspicious photo there as well. Look at these gestures with their hands, and look at these poses, by the way. But look, OBJ, LBJ, Cleveland connection. Cleveland drafts LeBron, and OBJ was a member of the Cleveland Browns, as you see right there. LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson, you get that Lynn connection with the 9-7 with Joe Flacco. You see that? And then Flacco 122, like Lyndon B. Johnson died 122. And that is 6 days after Joe Flacco's birthday. Right? You see that right there? Now Flacco he was born later on a year later than that. But Joe Flacco's got the 116 birthday. Look how that connects right there. And then Flacco 122. This all starts with the language, okay? And with that birthday of LBJ now, with this story trending and his birthday right around the corner, look at how it all syncs up. Even that 122, that's the day Kobe Bryant in history scored 81 points on January 22. And that connects to LBJ LeBron James. Okay? And that's also Caitlin Clark's birthday, 122. CC33, Caitlin Clark, WNBA, Indiana Fever. And remember, Cleveland equals 33, with all the 33s connected to Ohio. What do you think about that? Do you like that?
Browns fans, it's official. Joe Flacco will be the Week 1 starter for Cleveland in what's been a quarterback battle all throughout training camp. We sort of knew Flacco was starting to run away with it. He was dominating the Eagles in joint practice just recently. He's the most experienced, he's the vet, and he was the guy that took Cleveland on a playoff run in 2023, a magical season where Flacco went 4-1 at the end of it, throwing to Amari Cooper and some other notable Browns. This year, he'll have Jerry Jeudy as his bona fide number 1. What do you think in the comments? Let me know if you're happy about Flacco. I hope that Shedeur Sanders can overtake the reins eventually, but I do think Flacco's the best choice to start Week 1 to let the younger guys in the room learn from the vet. This is why you subscribe. We've got instant news, instant reactions for all things Cleveland Browns, and let's go.
This happens over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? Even like you'll see like these white quarterbacks who are just like serviceable and they end up having these long careers. They always have a spot, right? And then they'll blame injuries on the black running quarterback. You see it with Ryan Fitzpatrick, right? You see it with Ryan Fitzpatrick, who always seems to find a spot. He may have retired. I don't know. It looks like he might be on the. Is he on the Bills right now? I don't. Maybe he doesn't play no more. I don't know. He might not play anymore. But you see, he always finding a spot. I mentioned Jay Cutler because I was getting Jay Cutler vibes when looking at Joe Flacco. Jay Cutler played for the Broncos like Flacco. You see that? It doesn't take much, man. It doesn't take much. You see that? I knew there was a connection. I knew there was a connection because when I saw Joe Flacco right here, I'm like, I get Jay Cutler vibes. Right? See, look, maybe this picture more. You see Cutler right there. I know that's not the best image. But now what are the odds? Now you get that Bronco connection. And I'm not, I'm not I don't try to search and seek that stuff out. Just when you decode for a long time, I maybe I'm wrong, but you get that damn Bronco connection right there. And you may get other connections, but I'm we got like a half hour video at least, you know what I'm saying? Right? You get a half hour video at least, and obviously it's a jam-packed decode, okay? So we'll see what happens with Shador Sanders. Remember, his dad's birthday was, about a week ago, roughly? August 9th, a little more than a week or whatever. And I thought he was going to be the man. Is he still injured? Yeah, so I get RG3 vibes here. Still dealing with the injury. I get RG3 vibes. Robert Griffin III. Wow, look at his birthday, Robert Griffin III. His birthday is 5 days before Shador Sanders. His birthday is 5 days before Shador Sanders. You see that right there? But man, this guy started off and he was amazing. And then, injuries. What halted RG3's career? Right? Injuries. Yeah. Just like Deshaun Watson. Yeah, injuries. That's what it was. BS. It's all BS. It's the same script over and over and over again. So we'll see what happens with Shador Sanders. It's the script, okay? It's the script. Right? So I think I've taken John Wall retires. I'm going to have to look at that. So yeah, there's going to be more within here. That's my breakdown, okay? So veteran Joe Flacco selected as Brown's starting QB for season opener against Bengals on September 7. All right, peace.